one. Hey guys, welcome to a special Christmas edition of the Nexweave show. So a lot of you guys know me, I'm Bruce. So let's say hello to the two founders above me. Let's say hi to both Inder and Ashtosh. How you doing there, guys? Welcome.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey there, guys. So as you can see, I'm not in the typical office setting. I'm out and about. So let me first start off by saying both Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to all of you out there, wherever you're at. That's number one. And number two, we have some exciting news. Let's go ahead and jump on in. Inder, let's start off with today's or this week's excitement so we can catch people up.
Absolutely. So, just in the spirit of Christmas, we've come up with some gifts for you guys, which was part of the roadmap as well. We've launched a custom domain for image and video links. So now, if you want to send Christmas greetings to your loved ones, to your prospects, you can have them sent using your own domain as the prefix. So, let's say if it's abc.com and you want to send greetings to your loved ones, you can have abc.com/video for, say, Bruce, and the Christmas greeting can be sent to Bruce with your custom domain name in the link as well. So that's our first update. The second update is we have GIFs available now. So in the image personalization section, you can go and upload GIFs, and you can have personalized GIFs being sent out to your audiences as well. That's the second update. And we have the Texo integration live, so you can go around and play with it if you're a Texo customer. We have a few more integrations coming up very soon. So yeah, I think the run up to the new year is going to be fairly exciting, considering that we are going to be working hard while you guys enjoy your holidays, so that when you come back, there are some interesting items available for you off the shelf.
There you go. Thank you for that. Texo integration has been made live. Appreciate that. We have some new also updates in terms of gathering feedback from you guys. We saw that we weren't collecting necessarily like a lot of votes and suggestions from you guys when it came to what do you want to see on the platform? What do you want to see in the future? So to address that, Ashtosh, I'll have you take over. What do we do this week for that?
Yeah. So now we have just moved to another feature where we can another platform where you can just share ideas, or you can vote upvote a feature or download a feature, so that we can prioritize them in the backlog and execute them accordingly. So Bruce, maybe you can just share the link of the new roadmap feature.
Yep, putting it there now. There you go, guys.
Yeah.
You'll see
So guys,
it
just
coming up right here.
yeah. So it's much similar to the previous one. Just you have to add a Nexweave again. So roadmap.nexweave.com/Nexweave, and just guys add any ideas, any suggestion, whatever you want, and we'll just pick it up.
And then the other thing, guys, feel free to vote on it. You don't even have to log in to register to give us an upvote on the things that you want us to prioritize. So keep that in mind. If there's something that when you get a chance to browse through it, if you're on your mobile device, take a screenshot of this URL right there, the roadmap.
Okay.
To give a chance and vote on things that are most important to you. That's kind of what we're looking for. We want to find out what is most important to you. Perfect. Thank you. Okay, so as a quick reminder, guys, also what we were talking about previously, these are the major integrations that we're working on. The latest one that we've added this week is Pabbly Connect. Is that something, can we talk about that a little more, Inter, by any chance?
So that's also part of the roadmap. We had a discussion, brief discussion with them, since we were updating our API to include personalized images and GIFs as well. So we'll probably take it up this week or the coming week, depending on their availability. And we'll soon have Pabbly working with Nexweave as well. So that's going to be very exciting. Other than that, the fact that we've been getting inputs in terms of various emailing platforms, various landing pages, you'll find that Nexweave is very smoothly integrating with most of them. On the landing pages front, swipe pages, WordPress, Landingy are the ones that we tried recently. On the email front, we've tried MailChimp, SendGrid, Moosend, and a couple of other platforms. So we'll soon launch a poll where we want to see which of these platforms you want to see us on testing out and sharing updates over there. So yeah, with the product stash link being made available, plus the polls that we're having, we'll take this time to take more feedback in terms of prioritizing which platforms you want to see first.
and we'll put up a little graphic for you guys. There you go. Upcoming integrations there. We'll have that also inside the group for a lot of you guys to go ahead and share around. Okay, moving on down to the next one. Oh, by the way, we have our current list of integrations, including the ones we're working on, can be found right here as well. So again, if you're on your mobile device, just take a screenshot of that URL. Cool. Okay. Any major updates that we want to cover coming up, let's say right after Christmas or within the next week, since it's right around the corner?
I think,
Yeah, go ahead, Ashutosh.
yeah. So what we are working on is right now you can see that they're just videos which is personalized and the images which are personalized 1:1. So now while you come back from the Christmas, we provide a feature where you can just customize your entire landing page. So you can have n number of images, n number of text, and a video, and all the images will be personalized. All the text will be personalized. So you can have a completely different landing page than what you used to get with any other platform. So you will have personalized videos, personalized text, and personalized images.
I like it. I like it. What stands out to me is the personalized gifts because I don't think I've ever seen that before.
And yes,
So,
GIF as well. As GIF as well.
and I'm just saying that's something that I'm not used to seeing. So anytime I see something that separates itself or it stands out, it kind of makes sense, right? I'm always looking for something that's new, different, unique, and that is for sure definitely one because people are so consumed usually with photos and videos, they forget that having a GIF is made hugely popular like in the last 2 or 3 years. So I appreciate that, and I look forward to playing with it.
Yeah. So just to add some more info, we were even able to personalize the entire swipe page, personalize the entire landing pages using swipe pages. So we're just testing it out. So when we release it with more of the integration with bland landing pages as well as with the favorite ones like Swipe and WordPress.
So you mean beyond video, beyond GIF, beyond picture, now we'll be able to do web, correct?
Correct. Web personalization. Correct.
That's
I
going to be
think
interesting. That's going to be interesting for me to go to a website and it says, "Hi, Bruce," on the text on the website. That would be fascinating.
Correct.
Andrew, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so I think with the feedback coming in, we realized that many of them are going to host these videos on their landing pages. That's when we started looking at other platforms like Personalizely, Unless, and we noticed that most of these are giving you text personalization on your own landing page. So we thought if we are covering the entire personalization spectrum, uh, we picked up images, we picked up GIFs, we picked up videos. Let's trace back and pick up text as well now, so that people have that available on their landing pages. And as people have requested, maybe audio personalization is something that we'll pick up about 6 to 8 months from now, so that entire spectrum of personalization is available as one single suite of a solution.
Now you're just getting fancy. Now you're just trying to show off because if you get audio personalization in the platform as well, let's say when someone clicks on a link in their email and they go to a personalized video and it says like "Hi John" or "Hi Bruce," that's something that's going to be really impressive because people aren't used to seeing their names spoken out loud. They're used to seeing like a little bit of personalization inside of a photo, or a tiny bit of being introduced to that via video. But now we're going to do video and audio, or GIF and audio, which is technically still video. It's just with the recurring image. That's going to be even more interesting for more conversions. I'd like to see how the conversions will increase with personalized audio. Might be a little scary. Some people are like, "How did this thing get my name?" But it's still going to be interesting when that comes out.
In fact, this is where we also want others to come in and have a discussion uh, about what kind of integrations they want us to do, especially with the discussion that we're having with Fably. We've done some brainstorming internally in terms of what can happen. Should we have a thank you page containing a video, or should we have a form completion event being captured,
Right.
sending out an email, showing them a thank you page as well, and then continuing the journey from there onwards. So one of the polls that we'll put up now is so that you can come and suggest that these are the workflows that we want in the Pabbly integration, in the Connexit integration, so that we can have a discussion with those guys as well.
Got it. Totally understand. I had a question that came up here. Besides Nexweave, which other businesses are represented? Well, it's Nexweave primarily, but if you're talking about our list of integrations, I mean, I could put that back up. Sales Rocks, Plug and Paid, Pabbly Connect. Tech sales already completed, but otherwise, primarily, it's only Nexweave. So I hope that helps answer your question. Okay. Let's see what else. Guys, I have to ask. You guys all look like you're wearing jackets. Is it cold over there where you're at?
Yes, so I think all of us are in slightly colder regions than what you are right now. It's about 40 degrees Fahrenheit over here.
Yeah, I think it's maybe 60 over here. It's not that cold for me. I mean the speakers. Yes, this is the Nexweave team. Yes, this is the Nexweave team. Hope that answers your question. Okay, what do we have to look forward to moving closer towards the end of the year? We have changes coming up that aren't necessarily just platform or feature based. So, Inder, I'll have you cover those.
So yes, what we are now looking at that as that instead of the earlier plan where we were going to move into something of a different zone in terms of focusing just on video, since many of them have come back and requested that this has to be a more comprehensive solution on the personalization front. That's where we started looking at how we can extend the entire spectrum so that not just email and landing pages, we start looking at new avenues as well. We've initiated a discussion with a couple of chatbots. One of them is Bot Baba, to see how we can have a discussion with them and start serving images when, let's say, there's a abandoned cart event or a recommendation that needs to be given to your users on the chat itself. So that started the first set of discussion. We realized that just like we're sharing social previews for videos, we will have to do that for images as well. So very soon we will be rolling out an update where when you serve an image link, you will see the image as a preview as well. Unlike the earlier option where we did not have image previews for images itself. That's there.
Yeah, that is live.
Oh, great. So that's already gone live.
Already live. Yeah.
That's there. Then they came in a few suggestions where they wanted to have a better explanation in terms of how we can have personalized LinkedIn previews appearing when you're sending out a LinkedIn message, etc., etc. So we realized that probably it's the technical users who are understanding how to have a personalized image when they're sending out a LinkedIn message. And hence we're working on a simpler workflow where you'll be able to select one of the image templates while you're creating the video template itself, so that you can send it out much more smoother. So you won't have to pick up a piece of code from one place, drop it somewhere else, make some modifications just to make it work.
So in other words, you're talking about, like, say, using the exact same piece of code and then just modifying the template that's associated with it, so you don't have to change the embed inside that campaign or inside that email distribution. Essentially, that's what you're talking about, right?
So that's what they had to do right now. But what we realize is that if we map the personalization variables well, and we have deep linking within our video templates and our image templates. So let's say if I want to have a video experience being sent out over LinkedIn, which contains your name and your company name, and I want to have one of the image templates picked up where I'm going to use that to show that as a social preview for that link. So that when I send out that link on LinkedIn, it'll show me a preview containing an image which says, "Hi, Bruce, we've got something for your company." And the video is again a personalized video for them. So as of now, it requires some technical expertise in terms of picking up the piece of code from the image template, inserting that in the social preview of the video template. But very soon we'll be rolling out an update where while you're making the video template itself, you'll get the option of either uploading a standard social preview or selecting one of our templates so that it could connect the two together, and it'll be easier for everyone to use that.
Well, easier is definitely going to be more appreciated. I'd like it when that does go live and we could do a walkthrough just so we can show everyone, look, we're trying to make your campaigns much easier. The workflow doesn't have to be as picky, because if you can obviously keep the same embed code, but you're changing the template that's associated with it, whether it be video, photo, or GIF, or regardless. The idea is perfect, guys. We're trying to make it as simple and as approachable as possible without you having to completely, like you've mentioned, change code, right? I would appreciate that, and a lot of others would. I think that when that goes live, that's something that we should definitely share amongst the groups, for sure.
Absolutely. I think we noticed a couple of integrations that we were doing. So that's where we thought that let's simplify it. And as soon as that goes live, we'll have a video explaining how easy it is now to do something like that.
I totally agree. We do have a question that came up. Let me go ahead and put that up on the screen. Do you have a video explaining about integrations?
So if you look at some of the videos that we already put out, we have either videos or documents explaining how you can integrate it with landing pages. There's a detailed video on how you could use it with emails as well. So we are fairly open in terms of helping you guys out, even if you can come and share the use case that you want to serve on chat. So I think in the last 1 week itself, Ashutosh has had about 4 calls where he's understood various use cases, and that's how we're trying to improve the usability of the platform as well. So if there's a specific use case that you are struggling with, go ahead and reach out to us on chat. And if it's not there in the video list, we'll help you out in terms of doing it, and then later on we'll make a video on that.
Well, we did have one specific use case that came up, so let me go ahead and put that up on screen. And Cedric, thank you very much for the question. Okay, so we have Rob O reply. Let me go and put it up. I would like to create a generic prospecting video where I take a snapshot of the prospect's website, which we've seen before, and their business name inserted into the video, as well as having their name inserted into the audio track to address them personally. Kind of like a personalized form of outreach, essentially. Is this something that you can integrate or something that can be done with Nexweave?
So except for the audio track containing the name, the remaining has already been done as an experiment by a couple of our customers. So maybe I'll speak to both of them, and both of them can share examples of how they've included the website screenshots of their customer websites along with their name, along with their logo, and then made a video along that. So the workflow that they've implemented is that they're using some tool, in some cases it is Sales Rocks, to pick up these screenshots and send that to the Nexweave platform. Then they include an image which contains that screenshot mentioning that, yes, we've gone through your website. The same thing is shown in the video as well. And then the video ends up with an interaction which says that book a meeting with us so that we can take this conversation further.
Correct. And the book a meeting directly to calendar appointment. So that's how they're using it. Yeah, sorry, Bruce. Go ahead.
That's fine. Yeah, I think that would be helpful. As well as what we should ask those 2 other guys that have done that type of scenario, Ender, we should ask them to also record a video, so that way the community can see what was the step-by-step that they did, and drop it inside the group or inside the page, or even host it up on our YouTube account, so that way we can show people, this is how other users in the community are doing that type of personalized outreach by including the website and your prospect's name, essentially. He says, Rob continues, would love to include the audio portion as well if you can find an integration partner to edit the audio track. Rob, I think we're thinking of doing it ourselves, but it's nothing that's live yet. But it's going to be a ways down the line. I don't even know if we were thinking of doing an audio integration partner, but eventually the idea is to include all the aspects, right, of outreach. The personalized component of the individual's name or company, the logo that may pertain to that company, an asset, like in your case, the website, the photo or video, as well as the audio. kind of like an all-in-one 360 solution for personalization. I just don't think that the audio is there yet. Andrew, do you think that would come by September or next? Are we talking 2022 for audio personalization?
We're certainly thinking 2021 itself. But in one of my comments in the forums, I've also mentioned that if you think there's a potent integration partner who has that kind of service and they have the APIs available, then we're open to doing an integration so that it can be made live much faster. So if Rob, if you think there's a partner that we can integrate with to have personalized audio created and then combined with our experiences, we are happy to explore that. I've said that earlier as well. So yes, we also would like to offer that quickly, but given the kind of request that we've got, we'll have to probably take it a little later.
There we go. Ashtosh, you know what? I agree with you. You know what, Rob? If you want to, let me know if you want to come on cam, and we can get you a free license for coming on. You'll see the URL right down there below. It's coming up, the StreamYard link, 8BIH. If you want to come on cam with us while we're doing our live stream, I'm more than happy to toss a license your way for talking about your use case a little bit further. Okay, let's see who else. Cedric, the same goes for you as well, buddy. All right, we'll keep that up there a little bit longer. Moving on down to the next one. Rob says he'll reach out directly with his ideas. Cool, appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Okay, what else do they have to look forward to as to some possible changes between now and, let's say, the end of the year?
So I think between now and the end of the year, one of the announcements that we wanted to make was that we might be changing our price structure since we've already sort of hit the limit that we wanted to have in terms of the codes that we wanted to give out to the early adopters. So with the update in Jan, we are also including a few things that we had not included earlier, such as landing page personalization and similar things. So there'll be a price update coming from maybe the last week of December or the first week of January. We'll soon make an announcement based on that. The other thing is that with our integration partners, we'll have more live sessions trying to cover how you can use maybe Nexweave with a text or Nexweave with a Pabbly and similar kind of examples. Along with that, we'll have a discussion with the early adopters in terms of the use cases that they've used. So we'll invite them on board to showcase how they're using probably Nexweave for prospecting. Some of them have shared that they want to use it for EdTech, to use the branching video functionality. So we'll cover up these examples so that once you're back from your holidays, we have these examples available for you that you can look at and try using Nexweave in a better way. So that's something that we lined up. There are obviously some technical updates happening so that we can make the platform smoother, much more easier to use. But that's part and parcel of any product that's being developed. So I won't be covering that. It's the use case that you guys are more keen on. So we'll compile them and have them showcased to you once you're back.
Perfect. Let me cover the big one.
Hello.
Did I lose you? Did you hear me?
Yeah, Bruce, I think we lost a couple of seconds.
Sure. I was just asking that since we know that a couple people are going to be asking for it, do we have any idea what the price difference is going to be?
So we are probably going to increase the price per code from $59 per code to about $69 per code. So while we'll give you guys a fair amount of time to decide on that piece. So I would urge you guys that go ahead and grab Nexweave because you're getting certain benefits as being an early adopter, which we've already announced in the past. Yeah, we look forward to having more of these sessions, more discussions with other founders as well. So it's going to be an exciting time for everyone.
I agree, and it looks like Cedric agrees too. There you go. This will be the new NIFT. Yep, I totally agree with you.
So apart from
yeah, go ahead, Ashtosh.
So also right now we just added GIF to image editor. So we'll be adding few more features. So right now you cannot skew the text, you cannot rotate the text, and
Right.
there's no warping. So all those things are going to come up in early week of January. So now you can just rotate, you can position it anywhere. So we just updating at email image editor as well.
Okay, and I'm gonna have to ask because I know a lot of other people will. Will there be support for Google fonts as well?
It's already there.
Excellent. So, guys, in case you don't know, there's a lot of different font variations when Google Fonts is introduced, which is why when companies look to provide you text samples and text variations, they literally have to provide you a separate set with Google Fonts. So feel free to play with that because it just gives you a completely different set of font tools or different types of font variations to play with. So perfect. Thank you. Appreciate that. I had no idea.
So we had around
Okay.
900 fonts in our system.
Holy crap. Almost 1,000. That's impressive.
Correct.
But you're right. When the ability to modify and play with the fonts even further, because let's say you might be able to curve them, let's say you might be
Correct.
able to rotate them. Yeah, that's going to be awesome when it comes out too. Rob let us know that he says, "Let me set up my camera and grab your link." Okay, Rob, you'll be our one caller for today before we call it, and we'll have you come up on screen whenever you get a chance. There we go. Okay. We've covered integrations, we've covered news, we've covered new feature releases, we've covered the new, which I'll put it up on screen, the new products dash site. Actually, let me show you guys what that's going to look like. So there you go. Each one of these here you'll be able to vote on, and you don't even have to log in. Please just give us a little tally mark or a little +1 as to what is there that you want to see pushed faster in terms of development. There we go. And Rob, if you're all set, give me the thumbs up. We'll have you come up on screen. Got it. We can't. Yeah. Well, perfect. You're up. Let's test out your audio. Here we go. 1, 2. Perfect. Hey, Rob, can you hear us?
Yeah, just checking to see if we can.
We hear you. You just sound like you're like Yeah, we just hear you like you're a mile away.
Figure it out, but let me see if I can crank up the audio or speak up a little bit.
Sure thing. Yeah, just yell into the microphone. That might help you. Just give me a holler.
Okay.
By the way, Rob, I gotta say, you're sounding a lot better. Okay, in reality, just a little bit. It sounds a little bit better, but I do want to say I like your hat, by the way.
Thanks. I'm in Colombia, and this is one of the ex-Colombian presidents' style. So,
Hey, you know what? Do as they do, right? So, all right, Rob, tell us more a little bit about your use case too.
their clients. So I am wanting to
Right.
offer a service that will customize their outreach videos. But we need to be
Right.
able to have them provide either in a the website that they are going to take a snapshot of, the owner's name, potentially an image of the person, and their name. I'll look up the website for that, but Descript will take a video.
Unfortunately, I don't think I'm able to catch what Rob's trying to say.
Yeah, he's looking for. There's a service called Descript which captures. What does it capture specifically, Rob?
And it will create a track of words.
Oh, a transcription. So yeah, got it. He's yeah. So the purpose of Descript Enter is that it'll capture a video recording of his website, and it will provide him a transcript. So as he's doing, let's say, a intro to a client, right, with the client's website and the client's name, you'll also see a transcription of the text of the introduction as well.
Now, what the video descript does is it will allow you to edit the transcript, change a word, and it will take your voice and insert the new word that you typed in. So you can change the person's name and it will speak that name in your voice.
Got it. So I'll go ahead and repeat that a little bit louder for everyone else. What Rob was saying is that in Descript, you can actually record your own voice based on the transcription that you see on the screen. If there's a particular word, let's say a person's name, that you have to change or modify, since you've already recorded it originally in your voice, it will use your voice patterns to verbalize, the new name that you have to type in to the transcript.
So, Bruce, we had already tried Lyrebird. So actually, earlier it was called Lyrebird, which was then acquired by Descript, and Lyrebird had this feature, but I think they had dropped in between this audio piece, and they were just focusing on the transcript, where you can just you'd be able to train the language of the person. I mean, the writing pattern and behavior, and based on that, you can just generate new transcripts. So that was the thing. So if there's been change, we'll just have a look at it, and there were APIs available. So we'll just check it.
Got it. So it looks like we'll put Ashtosh to task on that, Rob, regarding your specific use case, because that's interesting. I never thought of using my own voice pattern as kind of like the AI voice that can later be modified for a person's name if I type in or I leave a variable for their first name, for example, like first name X, and if it happens to be John, it'll use my own voice patterns to say, "Hi, John." Yeah, I never thought about that. I never even knew something like that existed. So holy crap.
So in fact, what you need to do over there is each of these tools requires you to say about 2,000 to 4,000 words if it's in English, and up to 10,000 words if it's in a different language, so that they can get your voice signatures right. So we had a conversation with them earlier. Maybe we'll take some cues in terms of how we can use that for our audio personalization feature. But right now, if you're using this Descript, I would urge that you probably make your video sets over there, and then we take that as an input into Nexweave and use that until we have this feature out ourselves, or until Ashutosh can have a discussion with them and figure out an integration.
Correct.
The problem is it is not real time. You have to take offline scripts and then read.
Rob, I'm losing you, by the way.
The problem with the current Descript model is you download the application and you do everything offline. And it would be
Correct.
great if you could get an API with that or something that would allow you to send data and update the video along with personalization variables that you provide.
Yeah, he was saying, is if the edits could be done in real time because we're doing it via API instead of Descript, which requires a desktop client. And I was like, okay, yeah, I could see that. Yeah, that totally makes sense.
The only issue over there is that even if you look at Descript, with that element being introduced, it cannot be real-time personalization, which you're offering right now. So right now, because we are working on text, images, and videos, the elements within these outputs can be personalized real-time. With audio coming in, it will mostly require some amount of processing unless there is an update in the technology. So I'm going to stick my neck out and say that it's going to take some time before we have something appearing over there which is going to be real time. Otherwise, we'll have to do something through the campaign route where these outputs are prepared firsthand and then sent out to your audiences. It's just going to be a little more expensive because that's the problem that we were trying to tackle when we got into building Nexweave. If we still have to build something beforehand and then start serving it, then say your campaign is going to be sent out to an audience of, let's say, 1,000 individuals. You'll have to have 1,000 adaptations made first, even though 2% of them will open that. So those are the constraints that we have to keep in mind. And until we have something which is real-time audio, it's going to require some R&D at our end as well to get that going. But yeah, if there is something that we can have a discussion with Descript and try to figure out a middle way. I think we'll have a discussion and see what's it that they can do in this particular scenario. But that's an interesting one. I'm sure that many of them are going to come back and say that yes, we want something like that. And yes, I know maybe down the year we'll have to pick up that as one of the challenges so that we can just cover the entire gamut of the solution.
I find that incredibly interesting. Never thought of using my own voice. And technically, in Inder's right, if you use enough of your voice to basically be mapped, right? It's basically you're using like an AI on the back end, like in the cloud, mapping your voice based on 2,000, 4,000 words. Then it's a lot easier for that AI to construct a new recording based on your voice patterns, right? So then eventually we won't have to use just one name of John Smith, but we can also do things like X would equals the prospect's name, Y could be my voice, AI generated of their website. So now we're talking even a further level of personalization beyond the person's name. Like, hi, John Smith of HP, hi, Bruce Kraft of Dell Computers. Like, that would be awesome and amazing too. Would just even be, Jesus, mind blowing and kind of scary at the same time. And they would have no idea how that happened. Yeah, and I see where you're going. I totally see where you're going with it, Rob. Like, that just totally makes sense. But that would also require, eventually, if Nexweave were to have that internally, that'd have to be, AI recognition with just voice patterns that Inder would just have us sit and say 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 words. Now, I'm fine doing that just to show off, just to say, hey, guys, you need to have this, right? And then the resellers are off to the race trying to provide that level of assistance to other companies too, because they've probably never seen something like that and may never again. Great, let them try to compete and catch up with us once Nexweave is off to the races. So I love your idea and your use case. I want you to ping me up after we're done with the show so that way I can get you your free code for participating. And stay safe out there. Keep social distancing in mind, wash your hands, and try not to get COVID or anything. Like the hat.
In fact, just before you step off, I'm going to
Yeah.
share a very quick example with you. We've had a discussion with an animation studio who wants to have one of their cartoon characters' voice mapped in a similar way so that they can send out greetings to the kids when it's their birthday with that cartoon character's voice. So those are very niche use cases. We have to think of a lot of things in terms of whether it gets into the deepfake territory. We need to have the right IPs available to run that sort of an exercise. So I know that we're going to be getting into that domain sometime later next year. So just stay tuned about that thing and keep your ideas coming in so that we can take those up as well.
Very well. Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.
Have
Take
a good
care.
one, Rob. Thank you. Take care.
So
That was a really good call. Like, not just future, but like an enhanced level of personalizations that I've never seen. He's talking like one or two layers down the line of even personalizations that Nexweave could take advantage of. Some of it now and some of it in the future. I thought that was an interesting dynamic I never thought about. I mean, Inder, you and I had spoken about it before, but technically, if you're having real-time variables in a campaign, but your AI has already, or your voice has already been mapped by an AI, including that extra layer of personalization makes sense. Yeah, never thought about it. Okay. Well, I think, guys, we're going to cut it short right there. We're 40 minutes in, so I want to thank you all who've been joining us. We're all trying to stay a little bit warm, so on that note, guys, keep social distancing in mind. Try to keep social distancing in mind when you're going to spend time with your family and friends and your loved ones. Besides that, we look forward to seeing you guys next week, Thursday, 9 o'clock a.m. Pacific, same time. Anything else before I let you go? Inder, Ashtosh?
No.
So you just want to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas. Enjoy your holidays with your family. Spend good time recharging your batteries. I know 2020 has been a very difficult year, so take this time out. Just relax, recharge your batteries because 2021 is going to be exciting.
I'm looking forward to it. Ashtosh, anything else before we let you go?
Yeah, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all.
All right, guys, we'll see you guys next Thursday, 9 a.m. Pacific, and have a good one. Take care.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Okay, bye.